So it's on every level that they're rolling this thing out with this, when you examine it. Then they made sure that he was a so-called legal gun owner. Because the argument for those who had guns was, well, it's only the criminals doing the crime, and they're not purchasing guns legally. So they made sure that this guy they programmed, they helped him become a legal gun owner. So now they can go against people, regular civilians, who have guns to protect themselves. They built you up. You see, and this is what I want to say about you guys, especially these guys in Texas and different areas who have these guns and claim that you're going to protect yourself. They only gave you guns for a period to defend you, to actually protect yourself against the slaves they let loose. Okay? That's the only reason they let you have guns. To protect yourselves from the slaves. Then they set up cops, policemen, you know, after they so-called dismantled the KKK, but they just changed their uniforms. And now that they don't need you anymore, they're going to take your guns. They've been playing this black-white paradigm for the longest so that you can fight against each other, when really they're looking to destroy the whole thing, according to Bible prophecy. And then power goes back to Europe as was intended from the beginning. They wasn't there to stay. They were there to degrade the earth, to destroy the earth, do everything that they needed to do to build their empire. All right? So according to the Bible, it's about to happen. So look for this thing to be plastered on every news program. This guy, you're going to have stories about this guy. They're going to have some fake people who used to know him. All this garbage is going to come out with this guy. All right? And they're going to roll it out. It's going to stay. And then you're going to see Barack Obama looking serious. Okay, they're probably going to put some stuff up in his eye to make his eyes red or something. He's going to come before you as if he's concerned and say, right now, he has to do something about this. And he thought hard on this. He really was torn on this legislation. But he had no choice but to side with the UN and take your guns for the safety of Americans. Watch. It's the same program over and over. All right? So, in the meantime, what we need to do is come back to the Most High, follow His law, statutes, and commandments, and come together in truth. And spread the truth to others we know. And let everyone understand that you're under attack. And if you do nothing at all, they're still coming to invade your space. Okay, they're coming in to invade your space. So I can answer questions for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then I can turn it over. We're going to say a prayer, and then I can turn it over to Elder and Brother Gabar. Yes? There's questions there? Okay, one moment. Maybe this thing's broke. Okay, I'll just open up another chat here and see if I can see it. Okay, can you read some of those? Just one at a time.
Should I start with the first one?
Yeah.
Are you supposed to pray before or after a meal?
Well, there's nothing in Scripture that says to say when you should pray. I know that when it came to blessing of sacrifices, the blessings went out first. So if the blessings go out first, where the Levites had to bless the sacrifice before the sacrifice, then of course it would be before the food. All right? What's the next one? Someone asked, can I please name the 10 horns again, right? You got that one? Let me get that real quick. Let me name the 10 horns. And for those that were in the past Hebrew academies, you can read that within your document, the Beast of Daniel, so chapter 7. The 10 horns, the original 10 horns, of course they're switched through the EU now, but the original 10 horns under the European power was Luxembourg, Denmark, Belgium, Netherlands, Germany, Sweden, France, Great Britain, and Switzerland. Okay? What's the next one?
Do I need an elder to be baptized, and do we baptize in a river?
Yes, to both. And if they need someone to baptize them in their respective areas, if we can't get no one in their respective areas, that you would need to travel to where an elder is to be baptized. Or if an elder is in your certain area, you'll be able to go to them. And that's going to be a page on our new site, GATHERINGOFCHRIST.org, that will be up almost any day, an interactive site that's going to be the best site the Most High blessed us with up until this point. So you'll be able to go there, see who's in your respective areas, and set up appointments and do whatever we need to do once the site is up. But in the meantime, send an email to gathering1, that's the number 1 at AOL.com. All right, what's the next one?
Why are some of the Indians' fashions so similar to the Assyrian god of Ishmael?
Because, and that is a good question, the reason their fashion with the North American Indians war is similar to the gods of Assyria is because at one point the 10 tribes, after being taken down in 721, was under the captivity of the Assyrians, and the Hebrews' customs and their clothing influenced the empire. By the same token, look at how our people dress in America right now. And then when we start dressing up, other people take on that fashion, and other people dress like we dress. Same thing. Why do people in America now, no matter what ethnicity you have your caps turned back, or have fitties on and hoodies on and certain clothing that we put on? That's how we influence society. They look at us to see the trend, and then the fashion people start designing a fashion to, you know, that's aimed at the consumers, which are us. Same thing as Assyria. So wherever we go, we influence that society. What's the next one?
We're losing a lot of questions because they're going too fast.
Just read them in order.
All right. How long do we have before they stop traveling?
How long do we have before they stop travel? I don't think there'll ever be a time in which they completely stop travel. But I know for sure that the technology they're putting in place doesn't fare good for our people. And this is why. When I say our people, minorities. Brother Mark went into he was speaking about the technology they have now with their new scanners that scan the molecular structure of a person down to the molecule. And they're going to have it under this pre-crime rule that if you have a certain DNA in you, you will not be able to travel, claiming that you're unsafe based on a disease. You will get through your vaccine. So this is what they're doing now. They're going to shoot people with vaccines, and then when you go through the scanner, it will go off and say, well, hold up. It's not America, but other countries cannot accept someone who might spread a disease in their country. So this is the way they're going to go with it now, where they can scan you, and based on your blood or your molecular structure, they can say you're a threat to another country and you might spread a disease. What disease? The disease that they're going to force you to get through forced inoculation soon. And not only that, they're changing your DNA with this chemtrail. So you may have breathed in some type of nanotech or something already that will deter your traveling, that might show up in these scanners. Okay, so I can't say exactly when. I know the technology in place is to stop us. Okay, first of all, you got to almost go through a rape process just to get on a plane now. So I can't say exactly when, but I know everything in place. Who knows? Maybe the next false flag they do. I know what the big thing they're going to do for sure is going to shut everything down for at least 6 months. Whatever they're going to do is going to shut everything down for at least 6 months. And after that, they'll bring up the system. They'll bring back the system all ready for the mark of the beast. All right? What's the next one?
Can you tell us who are the Kurds according to the Bible?
Well, the Kurds are not spoken of in the Bible, but the majority of Kurds, there's two sides of the Kurds. I mean, the majority of the Kurds, the modern Kurds today, are part of the Khazarian Empire, Jewish powers. Okay, what's the next one?
Are the giants in Revelation, Gog and Magog, return of giants on earth before the return of Christ?
No. Gog and Magog, and Magog is speaking of Asians. Magog is a king out of Asia. These are Japhetic people. They're from the children of Japheth. Linking into Genesis, the 10th chapter, with the table of nations. They're Asians. Next one.
The wine mentioned in Revelation 17 could also be the media and books as well.
Media and books are all part of the religion. It's all part of the program. Also, the music. All those things encompass a religion. It's an ideology. Like, I don't care how talented you are. I'm talking about musicians and singers. You can be multi-talented. But if you cannot be used for their religion, their satanic cult, unless you're willing to be a part of this satanic religion and influence the world into immorality, I don't care how talented you are. I mean, the majority, look at Rihanna, she can't sing. A lot of these people out there, they're not top talent. They're not Whitney Houston. All right, now Beyonce, she got talent. But I'm just giving you an example of it's a religion. It's deeper than just your four walls. What's the next one?
Davis 18 said, when I joined the event classes, the events lessons, I never received an email.
Okay, tell them to send an email, and we'll make sure they put on the list for the next advanced lesson. All right, just send an email. You will be on the one that's coming this coming week.
In Revelation 17, there are two women, correct? One that sits on the beast and one that sits on many waters.
That's the same woman. Same woman in Revelation 17. Not two women, it's the same woman. What's the next one?